It's the end. It's finally the end of this season, sort of. We've only got one more week, two more games. We've got the Northern Conference Cup, Sheffield versus Derby. We've got the Southern Conference Cup between Oxford Brooks and the Plymouth Blitz. And of course, today, in a little bit, we've got the third. Can you believe 3 years? That's consistency, ladies and gentlemen. The third Rundown Awards was scheduled for 7, and I guess it is, but we're going to have a sort of preamble to that first. We're going to have an interview with the head coach of the national trophy winning Brunel Burners now. And I mean, what a season they've had. Obviously, if you don't know the story, they came up in the 2015, 2016 season, and they've made the playoffs in Div 1 every single year since. And this is the year that they finally break through, reach the Premiership in an absolutely fantastic game with Bournemouth, but then also managing to tack on a bit more to their legacy with the national trophy. So I'm going to bring in Coach James. We're going to have a brief chat about the Brunel Burners. Well, I mean, we're not going to have a chat about anything else, but yes. Oh my God, I thought why is it doing that? That's weird. What, did that go? Doesn't matter. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Has the party stopped?
Recruitment started about 12 hours after, so yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, but how? I mean, just the scope of Brunel. But let's start. Firstly, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little bit. It's weird. We have Thursday night after, and I'm sort of walking around my flat screaming 5 minutes with a whistle in my mouth because I just sort of. You think Thursday night, and it's a weird one because you think every Wednesday you're making a training plan, etc., and season's done. So it's a bit of a sit back in your chair and relax moment.
But how much of it is relaxing? How much of it is obviously you said recruitment has started, so I can't imagine that the relaxing is going to be taking up too much of your time, or maybe you do find it relaxing, and that's why you're such a good coach.
Yeah, it's going to be a big off season. There's obviously going into new territory for us. So it's infrastructure upgrades, coaching upgrades, and obviously player recruitment upgrades that need to be done. So it's going to be a very busy 6 months to get us to where we want to be. We don't really want to go up there to compete. We want to go up there to be at the top end of the table. If you look at the previous years, Exeter and Portsmouth have done very well, particularly Portsmouth, who are now second best team. I think it's quite clearly that. So we're looking to replicate what their success is and push even further on potentially.
As I mentioned in the precursor to bringing you on, 8 seasons of struggle. I guess if you make it the first 4 seasons, it's a good statistic. 8 seasons becomes a bit of a struggle. Brunel are promoted now. Still feels strange to say, and winning the national trophy. How does it feel to be the head coach of the Burners in this period of time?
It's a very proud moment, obviously, for myself. I've been involved with the club since 2015 when I first came as a student. Played for 4 years, then still coached from there, really. Wasn't there during the COVID stuff and then came back post-COVID and sort of worked my way up the staff. It's interesting because I've always had ideas upon what I would change if I became the head coach and stuff, and we've been able to implement a lot of those things, which is really nice. And obviously it's paid dividends, but the big thing is it's the players who play. Coaches coach, we do what we do, but the reality is the players are the ones who do the job. We just put our jobs to put them in the best possible position. We open the door and they're the ones who've got to step through it. So kudos to all the players really more than anything, and the coaching staff, we just sit back and watch them do their thing on a Sunday.
I mean, getting them to that point is that is what coaching is realistically all about. But what would you say are the key attributes a coach needs for a successful uni ball team?
The reality is, particularly when you're coaching young people, is they're not going to do as you say, they're going to do as you do. So I'm very prepared in terms of meticulously planning out every week. Everything is planned well ahead in advance. The amount of effort I put into watching film, my film numbers always, I take pride in the fact that they're always the highest on the team. every single week. And it's just understanding that, we go into a classroom or whatnot and breaking down scout, and the guys know that I know everything that is happening and know that I've put in the work for that. And it's that sort of drips down to the players, to the leaders, to the starters, and then to the first years and the rookies, and training numbers sort of pop up because of it. And, I've never missed a session in like 4 or 5 years at this point. I've not been late once this year. I think I was late once, actually. It was really bad traffic. But that sort of do as I do, not as I say attitude is what I really like to think I embody, and it's paid off with my players
So
this year.
also, like, you are one of the younger coaches in Uniball. Would you say that helps you relate to, obviously, the younger students? Obviously, we do have mature students in Uniball, but do you think it's a factor at all?
It helps because the reality is, like, coaching is not all X's and O's. Like, it's pretty much most of it is about people skills, communication with the guys, etc. So my big thing is I care about them as people, not just players. And if they're looking at me and I'm what, 6, 7 years older than most of them, I've been through what they're going through right now in a recent manner. It's not like 20 years ago, 30 years ago as a student. I was where they were, 6, 7 years ago we're talking about. So when it comes to that personal side, I can really relate to them in that sense. And it helps. It helps the fact that they talk to me about stuff that may be going on, and I can always give advice if I need to. But at the same time, there's obviously that player coach respect that I'm not 24 years old. I'm nearly 30. So it's a bit of a difference.
So, I mean, especially like coming down to do the live streams, and thank you very much for allowing Sport Tent to come down and do them. Some of the players, they weren't happy that, I was picking, I did pick against Brunel at points because there was I would argue, I mean, I know some of your players, they're like, well, you didn't see the pitch. I still would say there was a bit of a mid-season slump. How do you keep your players focused when start the season, high numbers, middle of the season, low numbers? Obviously, we know how the story ended, but how do you keep them sort of focused on the task at hand?
It's not the easiest thing, I'll be honest with you. If you're going into a team that you beat by 50, say game one, there's always going to be something where the players in the back of their mind will probably think we can take our foot off the gas. Now, the good news about the Premiership is we're not going to have that problem. Every week is a good team. Every team has something about them that makes them special, and they've got to where they are because of that. However, I'd say the biggest thing for us was the consistency of, like, the entire roster pretty much has been here the last 2 or 3 years. And when you have that much heartbreak sort of sitting in the background, and what happened those years was people took the foot off the gas. And I remember the week before we lost to Oxford at training, there may have been 20 people. And I was like, we're going to lose on Sunday. We did lose on Sunday. Season, everyone's crying about it. But I'm like, that was the reason why we lost. The game was lost in the week, and that was my big thing, was you guys have to win football games during the week. Like, the Sundays will take care of themselves in reality at the end of the day, because you guys are so talented and because you guys work your ass off during the week. But if you start taking your foot off the gas, if you're only watching half hour of film, if you're turning up to training at 7:05, not 6, not 18:45, those things do sort of drip down, and it becomes a horrible snowball effect that in the end leads to losses and leads to going 6-2 and then getting knocked out in semi-finals for the 5th year in a row. And it's not fun for anyone. What we said this year was, we're going to put a stop to all of that, and we're actually going to do something different. If we keep trying the same shit over and over again, it's madness. So having that, that big stopgap of, this is what we're going to take into this year. It's a new attitude. It's a brand new staff. Built that up from scratch, and the guys really, they took that on board. There's a few niggles, I have to say at the beginning, when I was making people run laps with being late, but by midway through the season, we weren't running laps anymore. And that sort of, I think, speaks to what the transformation of the culture within the team, because that's intrinsic. There's not much I can do. That is definitely player-led.
So obviously, again, I'll bring it up again, as much as it is a bit of a heartbreak. I mean, not so much now, it's been overcome. Semi-finals against Bristol. Obviously, that was the first step. So what did it mean to you, especially because some of the alumni was there for the Burners? What did it mean to be able to finally get past that stage? And don't worry, I will be asking you basically, like, how did you have, like, this sort of escalation of how you felt, number one, as a former player, and number two, as a coach, as you broke down the barriers of the semi-finals, the finals, and the national trophy?
It's a weird one. Like, I've always tried to be, when I'm coaching, like logical, not emotional, which is a kind of a hard thing, because when I was younger and coaching, like, or even the first couple of games this year, I had some absolute crash outs on the sideline, to the point where I was like, am I actually ready to be a head coach? And over the year, I've sort of developed that ability to be like, actually relax, like composed. You've got there's 120 players. We only need to score on 6. And as we've sort of gone through it up, I've just sort of gone, okay, right, well, you guys, you've got 6 hours to celebrate, and then we're back on to the next one. Because if we sit there and start thinking, oh, well, we've done this and no, we're better than anybody ever been before. Well, reality is, like, that's great, but do you want to end it on that? Like, at that point, or do you want to end it on we lost to Bournemouth in the final? Because then you come back in September in your same spot. And a lot of guys leave without a championship ring. This year's class is a lot of guys who have been here for 3 or 4 years and have seen a lot of heartache. So it was doing it for them as well as the coaches and all the new guys that are coming in, because we want to let guys leave on a high, and that's my biggest thing. It's all about the players, to be honest with you. They're the ones who do it. We just help them out as much as we possibly can.
So you'll tell me, like, not even the the promotion, like the video of you having
the promotion. Yeah, I may have got carried away on that one. I can't lie. That one, I was very happy, and that was a moment where I was like, okay, well, we've done it. You know, the national championship was like 9 days away, so we gave ourselves a bit of time to have fun. But throughout the season, like particularly in the playoffs, it was really ramped up a notch, like really all business. I think I messaged you in the week saying we had like 45 guys, 45 minutes early training, like throughout the playoffs, like that, kitted up, ready to go. So there was no real time to sit there and enjoy it, because it was like, okay, well, what's the next thing? And, you know, now we won the national championship. Everyone was it was so happy to see. I was some big smiles from people who don't smile, put like that. Screwed face all year, and then they're smiling once they won the chip. So I was really happy.
So obviously, like, again, on the other side of the coin, against you last week in Loughborough was Northumbria, and they've obviously been highly successful. You know, I mean, realistically, if you look at the sort of the both teams, one team in Div, they bounced from Div 2 back up to Div 1 straight into the Prem. You got Brunel there. Would you say that's the toughest team you faced? Obviously, it was it was more competitive in the first half, and obviously, basically, what was it like against Northumbria after, you know, having been in the South, and the South been fairly, or on the rundown, have been fairly critical of some of the teams in the South?
I don't want to be a dick about it, but the best team we faced all year was Oxford. If I'm blunt about it, the best offense we faced all year was Oxford, and it's nothing to do with. That's not a downgrade on anyone else, like, at all. Please don't think I'm talking shit on anyone else's program. But Oxford were categorically a nightmare. You got 2 D1 guys who saw the field and got reps. Like, one was a starter at Harvard for 2 years. Like, that's absolutely cracked in Uniball terms. You know, UE would struggle with.
Did you say starter at Harvard?
Yeah, started at Harvard. Like, it's absolutely
okay.
cracked. And you've got guys. Your coaching challenge is to train guys who, you know, play for a year to be able to tackle that guy. Like, you can't. You just have to. You gang tackle like hell. I mean, we schemed the living shit out of them. I'll be honest with you. And we were when they had both of those guys fit, they put 40 on Hearts. If Oxford made it to the playoffs, Oxford would have done damage, 100%. They were the one team I was like, I don't really want to see these guys again, because they have the ability to move the ball and they get better as the game goes on. Whereas with most other teams, it's like by the fourth quarter, they're shattered. But with those 2 guys, like, they would just get hit, and just get up and truck someone else. It was just relentless. It sounds like I'm glazing them a bit too much, but they were 2 of the best players I've ever seen live. And it was a hell of a challenge from us defensively to stop them both times around.
So what are some changes that obviously you've come in sort of fresh perspective as a coach that you think potentially is missing in Uniball as a whole?
Okay. I wouldn't say I've like reinvented the wheel or anything, to be honest with you. I think I've sort of picked, and I've been around quite a few different head coaches, some great, some not so great. Seen a lot of stuff from afar. I spoke to a lot of people in like the preamble of when I was becoming head coach, and it's sort of the off season. The biggest thing I think is the organisation side of it. That was the hugest part. And the second would be like, don't be too arrogant to say no. Like, on the staff we have here, like, there's coaches who are, I would categorically say, better coaches than me, 100% better coaches than me. more experienced. They know more about their side of the ball or their position group, etc. But the thing that I probably bring over all of those guys is the fact that, respectfully, I put a hell of a lot of work in. SJ will tell you, I probably put about 30, 40 hours a week in for the football club, and I was doing that from April to get the recruitment side of things going. So I know what Burners needed, and having been around the club for 10 years, it's very specific for Brunel. I don't think I could do what I'm doing if I was at another club, because I don't know that club. But I know Brunel, I know Brunel players, I know each one of these guys' personalities. Like, I could walk onto training, I'd be at training, and I could tell within 5 minutes if certain players had something going on at home, because you can just see it in their demeanor. Like, that's how well I know the guys. I know the roster. I know what these guys need to excel. So there's nothing in particular that I would say that I've done that's outstandingly brilliant, apart from just, really work hard. And it's came off this year.
So you did mention SJ, and this is a question that we've had for a while. What does he do? What does he actually do?
He answers phone calls from me at 1 a.m. in the morning. Apart from that, honestly, I talk to SJ more than I talk to my missus, and my missus hates the fact that I said that. He does all the stats. He organises a lot of stuff behind the scenes, to be fair, and he takes a lot of stuff off my plate. This year he's had probably not as much to do because I'm incredibly hands-on, maybe a bit too much hands-on. Not like a full-on dictator, but you know what I'm trying to say. And SJ is very good at organising that stuff, and he's good with player relations. He's the sort of middleman between myself and the committee. I don't want to be in the committee chat. I like to let the players have their space. They have their own banter chat. That's whatever they want to do. But he is always the middleman between players and coaches. And we found that relationship has worked really well this year for us, having that model, because he's sort of in the middle. He's not on the staff. He doesn't coach the guys, but he's also not one of the players. So it's a really good sort of guy to have in amongst everything.
So, I mean, last but by no means least, because, Rundown Awards start relatively soon. What is next for Brunel? If you want to plug anything, I mean, this is the chance. I wonder what you are going to plug, but let's give it a go.
I'm not going to plug anything, to be honest. I think more for me is we're not going up to be competitive or celebrate .500. Like, that's not us. We have lofty ambitions, and we'll talk about those privately as far as I'm concerned. But Brunel is in a place where there's never been a London University in the Premiership since, I would say, Kingston 2016. I think was the last one. And that was pre-COVID, before Uniball became a lot more serious than it is. I mean, we've had discussions off camera about how we think Bucks is going to overtake Backer in the next couple of years in terms of the audience and the level of ability at play. So Brunel having that position is huge. The marketing side internationally is massive. No, we are not giving out 20 million scholarships. Please stop this rubbish. We didn't have a single person on any money for scholarship this year. We were just very resourceful with the people that we did bring in. I'll talk to people off camera if people want to actually ask about how we did that. I'm more than happy to help people and have discussions about how to help you guys do that, because that's something I've become a bit of an expert in. But it's the marketing side of it. We've got multiple North Americans committed. It's not just one. They'll be coming in next year. We are returning, I want to say, about 90% now. Since we've won the national championship, a lot of people said they're doing their masters or PGCE. And then obviously, we're looking to recruit. My aim is to have 30 new players who have played American football join Brunel. So we are looking at having a player roster of about 75 to 80. That will allow us to have the depth to compete at the Premiership level. Talent is not an issue. As far as I'm concerned, the Brunel doesn't have to play the Prem South. The Prem South has to play Brunel.
Okay.
That's my mentality going into next year. And not in an arrogant way, but I'm very confident about what we've got going on.
So, I mean, I'm happy to leave it off there, because that's bold to leave off on. That's bold to leave off on. But thank you very much for coming on, and I mean, congratulations for the season that has been. And you may want to pay attention to the Rundown Awards, even though I know that you are slightly busy.
It's all right, no worries. I'll make sure to
the
recruitment call.
So, thank you very much, Coach James.
Thank you.
Oh God, I need to click the button. Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Coach, for coming on. Interesting. I tell you what, that is a very, very interesting man. It's been interesting to watch Brunel, come up the ranks into the Premiership. But I mean, Brunel. We'll talk about Brunel later, because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time. This is the last show of the year. It's the last one. Well, the last Uniball one. It's the last one. No more. None.
How have we all got? Jamie, I'm quite impressed that we've got quite similar names here with no coordination whatsoever. I'm quite impressed that we've managed to kind of match this up a little bit.
Nice to see you've dressed up for the occasion, Cam.
Yeah.
Well,
get your shirt on, you dog. I'm going on holiday after this. I'm done. It's cooked. The season's in the books, Cam.
No, my suit's currently at the dry cleaners because I've got a job interview tomorrow.
Oh, my suit. Oh, yes, because we are all in three pieces.
Yeah. But Cam obviously not respecting the fact this is the third, the longest running Uniball Awards show in history. I don't know what double coverage. Is it the last show of the year? Yes, Gary, it is.
It could be the last show ever.
Could be the last show ever. We don't know what's going to go on. But yeah, it's the last one. Next week, respectfully to D2. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know what's happened? I won box tickets to Monday Night Raw, and I'm going. and I'm going. You can't. I'm not going to do a rundown from the O2. Just to let you know. I'd have thought last of the season, surely. Well, that's an interesting perspective you've got there, Gary. But we know what we said, and we said it deliberately. So
no, I'm sorry, but we are talking academic years here because it's Uniball. So yes, it is the last of the year. You moron. Sorry, Gary, that was mean. I'm just coming for smoke with UNBL.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to. Obviously, we have got two games. We're going to preview those ever so quickly, only because it feels like we've been previewing these two games for basically 3 weeks now. But we are going to go through them. Northern Conference Cup, it is going to be Sheffield versus Derby. Derby were in the Northern Conference Cup last year, losing to Northumbria. In the Southern Conference Cup, OBU, they're on a tear. Plymouth, they're much better than I thought, and I'm interested to see. I mean, we will be live streaming that game, and by we, I do mean myself, which means I am going to be hassled in real life. Can you believe it?
He's just had a delivery. He's just had a delivery of a tie.
All right, here we go.
His missus has snuck up to the attic.
No, don't do it, Cam. You've got so much. Oh, you put it on. Don't worry.
There you go.
This is why he's gone up from being on 6% of the votes.
We're gonna go through it, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna start off. We've got to preview it. Let's be honest.
Where's SJ?
So, that's a good point. SJ has asked me to read something out.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Here we
Despite
go.
having,
Oh, no.
Can I make a prediction?
What's up?
He has written,
Yeah.
I cannot attend the show as I have gone to take my varsity jacket with my initials dry cleaning. I may make the end of the show.
No, what he has said is, I'm Prem now. Fuck off. So that's what he said. So SJ
Prem now. His head coach literally said he doesn't do anything this year and he does it all for him. What is he on about?
Hey man, he's
He does sound like a glorified assistant.
Hey man, he's won more national trophies than any one of us. Yes, that is true. I don't know why I looked around like one of us had won one at some point. So
I've been to a final.
He's like getting confirmation.
I'm trying to set it. Derby versus Sheffield. Sheffield winning the Northeastern, had some strange scorelines, obviously mainly against York. They've had a decent run of it, but I mean, realistically, it belongs to Derby, in my view. It's pretty similar in terms of Derby and OBU. They had their first round games walked over. Derby taking a walkover from Cambridge, and OBU taking one from Aberystwyth. Cam's gone, right? Trying to
just heard Derby and he shit himself.
No, I disconnected.
Right, okay. But this is right. As far as I'm concerned, like the Northeastern, not as strong of a division as the Midlands, and the scorelines here for Derby are slightly more impressive than the Sabres. And I think Derby are on a revenge tour. I mean, it felt like they should have gone up a few years ago, gone back up a few years ago. They're back up now. And they obviously lost the Northern Conference Cup final last year to Northumbria. I mean, I can't imagine they feel too bad about losing to Northumbria, considering what Northumbria is now a Prem side. But I mean, for me, it's Derby. I can't imagine that you two gentlemen feel any different.
Nope.
Oh, quite clear cut.
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. I'd say the southern one is potentially a bit less cut and dry. You've got
Oh,
OBU.
look at him trying to squirm back into their asses. He's absolutely shit
No.
himself.
No,
Behind the scenes, he was like, OBU walkover.
no, I
You
didn't
know.
say that. I didn't say that. No. I have been very clear that I said that Plymouth are better than I thought they were. I've said that for the last 2 weeks. Prior to
You've been
those,
saying this shit.
yes, prior to those 2 weeks, I was saying that they were shit. That's completely true. That's completely factually correct. But I don't think it's as cut and dry. I think, given the score lines, with Sussex is the only thing you can really base it off of. I mean, they've had enough time to potentially get players that were injured back into the fold. So for both squads, I still think OBU are going to take it. It's going to be a great game to go and stream. So 1 p.m. on Sunday for your final Uniball weekends, because no, varsity doesn't count within the context of the rundown. Okay, so all you players. But I will say, Northumbria versus Newcastle varsity, that's a good game. Pretty interesting game. I mean,
I think Newcastle win because I think Northumbria picked positions out of a hat. I genuinely think they take the piss.
I mean,
I still think Northumbria win if they do that.
Yeah, just put O'Coin.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big wheel of what positions O'Coin playing this game. You'll have a D tackle or something.
I think they'd win if they put O'Coin at D tackle. But yeah, I mean, for me, that varsity game, that's an interesting one. Obviously, you can say Oxford Cambridge, but that's more so from historical perspective. But Northumbria versus Newcastle. But I will say, Aberystwyth did beat Bangor. Oh my God, can you believe that?
Nobody expected that.
Nobody expected that.
I didn't expect the Bangor Mud Dogs dancing video.
Bangor's offensive showing shows that what I said was true about their offensive play, but probably going to be quite tricky.
I just didn't expect to see a video of them all dancing on stage, kind of Rocky Horror Picture Show style.
I don't think that was all of them. Yeah, I mean that was. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get fundraising those. I mean, let's just go into it now because this is it. I mean, let's do the picks now. What are you picking? Derby, Sheffield.
Yep.
Derby.
Nope. Derby.
Yeah.
OBU, Plymouth.
OBU.
Yeah, there you go. So, and I picked Derby as well. Let's get into some awards. Let's run this out. The season's over. The season is over for us when we're finished, and we can go about our lives. And Cam can. Who are you playing senior ball for, Cam?
Nobody, mate. I'm out of shape.
But you've just finished your season. How are you out of shape?
You're out of shape. I've been out of shape all season. It's not suddenly fixed itself. No, I'm just coaching this season.
Who are you coaching?
Bombers U16s. A couple of dogs on that team.
Didn't you have a win?
We just absolutely smashed up a tournament. We showed up with 10 lads and beat Birmingham and Nuneaton comfortably.
I thought Nuneaton was supposed to be good. It doesn't matter. Let's get into it. This show's off the rails. Let's start with one of the new awards. Let's start with one of the new ones, gentlemen. The WTF Social Media Moment of the Year Award. There are 3 nominees.
Have you got graphics to go with these? Are you going to be clicking buttons and popping up on screen?
I tried to do it. But the files are too large. Those graphics will be put up afterwards. But
Why didn't you print them? You could have printed them out and held it up next to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could do if I find a pen. Yeah, but I know
he's going to write them down quickly.
Yeah. Oh, damn!
These are your nominees.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, way too unathletic to play adult ball. So just.
Jamie, if you were in the UK, who would you play for?
Scunthorpe.
Yeah, same for. I play for Oxford Saints. But
I'd play for Rushmore. Play.
Well, I don't have a pen. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So, 3 nominees, but 4 instances. let's go from the top. Nominee number 1, the MMU, the Manchester Metropolitan Eagles, for losing their Instagram account twice. Then the Edinburgh Napier Knights, they won the Scottish one. But, I mean, it's Cohen on live, singing Hot to Go, and then a Super Bowl Instagram that was, I mean, just putting the camera in the faces of drunk Napier Knights.
Their poor quarterback, he did not want to be on that
He
street.
didn't want to be a part of it. Then this one, you know, you can tell who's put these in. Bournemouth, for putting 2 games left on their post before playing Brunel, indicating that they were going to be playing in the national final. And then, in a shocking twist, the Manchester Metropolitan Eagles again for being made to bear crawl off the pitch after a loss to the Manchester Tyrants. I don't think that was the reason, but it was caught on social media and it was certainly weird. So, for the first rundown award.
Can I bring in another last-minute nomination?
Of course you can, mate. Of course you can.
QMBL for being wet.
Yep, fine. So the winner of the first rundown award for WTF social media of the moment of the year is the MMU Eagles. It's the Manchester Metropolitan Eagles, but this one they won it for losing their Instagram account twice.
I mean, it wasn't going to be anything else. Surely.
It wasn't going to be. You Manchester Metropolitan. You lost it twice. You lost it
Not
twice.
Once, not 3 times, twice.
It was, and I mean, if I want Forex trading tips, I know the Uniball team to come to.
How do you even do that? Like,
I imagine someone
can't work out how you lose it. Though.
Clicked on a spam link, surely. But it was more so that when you like search MMU Eagles, the profile picture is just some woman. I think they've got it back
Laura.
now. Good old
No,
Laura.
it's a new account. They had to make a new account.
That's
they binned off the old one.
So we're gonna move on to, you know, we try our hardest to, you know, entertain the people on this show. We do try hard, and sometimes the picks, sometimes they're spicy, sometimes they're hot, but sometimes, oh boy, these picks are subarctic. Absolutely frozen solid. So the coldest take of the year. 6 nominees. Here we go. I'm nominated for picking Greenwich Mariners to beat Plymouth. Plymouth then beat them 33-0. Then also I'm nominated again. I'm nominated again with Cam for me and Cam picking Coventry. To beat Hallam in week 10 and 35-0. Now, this is a good one. We've got a couple of these. We've got every one of us, including ChatGPT, everyone picking Royal Holloway to beat Oxford Brookes in week 4. OBU beating Royal Holloway 35-0. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's bad. Then, now this one's a bit of a...
chat. Beaver gets pussy.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
You know the rules. You know the rules.
Then Jamie, I mean, picking Swansea to win the Southwest one. And then also Jamie and Cam picking Brighton to beat Hearts in week 3. Hearts won 43-0. And then ChatGPT 4 declaring Aberdeen would make a push for the Scottish one title. How do you feel about being nominated, gents? Does it warm your heart?
Yeah, completely fine. To be fair, the Royal Holloway one. It's not just me, so it's everyone. And yeah, the Hearts Brighton one, fair play. We might have been mugged off a little bit there.
For me, we all know that if it's south of the Midlands, I don't give a shit. So
yes, and ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that the team that has won, we've won it. Is the coldest take of the year this year was everyone picking Royal Holloway over Oxford Brookes in week 4. So congratulations to Oxford Brookes for making us look stupid. Thanks for that, Oxford Brookes. I'll see you on Sunday. I love you lots.
Yeah, I think that was the only one that we all got wrong, which not good.
It wasn't a great one. Yeah, I mean, don't really know what to tell you. I don't apologize for it. Right, okay. Oh, now this award has got some legacy, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second ever Sunderland Award. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you why it's called the Sunderland Award. Because in the 22-23 season, Sunderland walked over all of their games, apart from their last one, to the point in which I didn't even clock that it was happening. I thought it was just going to be a walkover. When, in actuality, Sunderland then went on to beat the Teesside Cougars 30-0. And no one could really understand why Sunderland had done that. I don't understand. Simple as that. So the nominees are, basically it's for weirdest, not worst season, weirdest season. Swansea Titans for obviously having a good defence, but losing 2 games 2-0 and not scoring an offensive point. That's quite weird. Cam made me nominate Lincoln, so why?
For not playing a single game after Christmas until getting battered in playoffs, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
Got battered in the playoffs, and the Lion got back and got battered at Super Bowl. Isn't that
right, Cam? And number 3 is the UWS Pyros. They said they were coming back. They're not here. Where are they? And number 4 is
gone.
Number 4 is the Hull Sharks. Can't be losing to Coventry and then drawing with Leicester. That's weird. You're relegated now. Good luck. The winners, let's keep this one nice and simple. It's the Swansea Titans. What a strange season. They're relegated again. 2-2.
No offensive points.
No offensive points. Very, very strange. It's very, very strange.
Losing with traditional football scores is incredibly weird.
It is incredibly weird. I mean, it's going to be. I don't really know what to make of them come next year. Are they going to be? Are they going to be good? I don't know. No one knows now because of
the Sharks are not happy. The Sharks have just put robbed.
Well, yeah. Well, it's.
I'd say they were a close second simply because they put more celebration posts on the story about one of the guys winning a charity boxing match than they did about winning a game.
I did see that they put a lot of effort into. It was like challenging the men's football club or something to boxing matches next year.
Hockey.
Oh, hockey. That's it. Interesting. Don't know what the beef there is.
Well, we'll get into some beef later on, but first we're going to go to the funniest social media, not the best, the funniest.
No.
The funniest. 4 nominees. Firstly, the QMBL Vipers. I mean, just giving Jamie grief all year. Very funny. That's what that's all about. The Chichester Spitfires, realistically, just for that one post saying that they've finally beat Stolen Redhawks. That was very funny. Bristol Barracuda. Because, I mean, I tell you what, if there's one thing the Bristol Barracuda were this year within their social media, it was consistently fucking annoying. So
that's because it was our first non-walkover win of the season.
That's brilliant, to be
fair.
I mean, and last but by no means least, the Plymouth Blitz. It's been an interesting year. I mean, QMBL and Bristol QMBL giving you some grief, Bristol giving everyone some grief. Plymouth giving me some grief, and Chichester just, winning a game. Let's have a moment to think about. Let's just have a moment to bask in the Chichester Spitfires win. Okay, we're going to get back. We're back now. That we didn't need that long. It's not that impressive. Win more games. Who do you think is going to win?
I don't think it's been a very funny year this year. I think that people have taken the foot off the gas. And
this is it. I completely agree. I remember 2 years ago, Hull had an absolute. I think Hull did win it, didn't they? You did, didn't you?
It was between us and LJMU. Yeah, I think
it was LJMU that won it.
Yeah,
I forgot that LJMU used to be funny. They also used to be good. So I mean, it really does beg a question. I mean, at least Hull have been consistently pretty fucking wank.
But their best player, arguably their best player and their funniest guy went to MMU, and look what happens. They have funny social media incident, and they fucking
I don't know. It's not really a funny social media incident. It's more how did you do that?
Well, it's more. This is it. It's like this is like purposeful social media in the sense that MMU's is funny, but for the wrong reasons. So the winners of the funniest social media for us is the Plymouth Blitz. I mean, their score posts. No, you can shut the fuck up.
No, I wouldn't give it to QMBL because they're a bunch of wetties. I would have given it to Chichester.
Oh, and I've also we all voted on this. All the hosts, including Dylan, who is just sort of floats about. Why is he in the chat? I mean, but he voted on it as well. But Plymouth have won. Their score posts are funny. I mean, be interesting to see what they do after this Sunday when they lose to Oxford Brooks. How are you going to make that one funny? We'll figure that one out. But yeah, simple as that. So what else have we got?
You've just given them exactly how they're going to make it funny.
Oh yeah, I have, haven't they? Oh right. Okay.
If they win, you're getting like executed live on stream or something.
I am getting executed live on stream. But
We're
though
like Tebs doll.
I'm not commentating it. No, Hank Manhattan is, mate.
Not
this. Not this shit.
Yeah, Hank Manhattan. Everyone knows about Hank Manhattan. So this one is my award, not as in I get it, but I'm going to give it because I, live stream the games. This is my live stream of the year. So the nominees for me are Cobras versus Lions, week 2. Burners versus the Barracuda in the quarterfinals of D1. Cobras versus Destroyers in week 10. The Wolves versus the Cobras in the quarterfinals of the Prem. The Rams versus the Mustangs in week 8. And the Burners versus the Lancers in week 5. I mean,
I genuinely do think that whatever wins, I don't know who wins this one, whatever wins, it's wrong because the podcast audiobook version of the Brunel game was substantially better than anything else you've done.
Why?
Just because it's funny. And
I reckon he's going to make his winner the Cardiff versus Birmingham game because he still talks about that. And it was. Like
I think he's going to make
the
winner.
He's
I think he's going to make the
now.
winner. Genuinely, the winner is going to be the cameraman from the final.
Oh,
top 10 moment of the year.
Oh, I tell you what, that you don't see that with Sport Tank, ladies and gentlemen. And you should, and tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what we're talking about, I mean, you do know what we're talking about. Don't be you can't pan and zoom, brother. You can't do it. It's just not on. It's just not on. That was a crucial moment, and you decided to pan and zoom, brother. Not on. Yeah, thanks, Cam. You fucking ruined it. It's Cobra's Lions.
I knew it.
It's Cobra's Lions. That game was sick. That game was sick. That was the best game of the year. But, it wasn't the best game. It's the best game of the year that I did. Probably Brunel versus Bournemouth would have been it, but I'm not doing an audio stream winning it because that sets a poor precedent. Yeah, stop ruining things, you fucking melon. Oh God.
This is why you only got 6% of the vote.
Oh yeah, we'll get on to that. So this one is a good one here. Host beef, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a lot of beefs this year. People have been trying to, they're getting in the DMs, they're tagging us. It's really annoying. But I mean, you can do it. We at the rundown, this rundown, us three. If you want to have a go at us for stuff that we've picked, you are allowed. You're allowed to. You are allowed to tag me and tell me that I'm wrong. And I will agree that you are allowed to do it. Obviously, if you then win, you're allowed to do it again. If you lose, then I'm allowed to come back and say, get fucked. Right? But we don't mind. We don't mind doing that. Do we, gents?
No, it just really upsets
In fact,
SJ.
Bring it on, QMBL, you bunch of wetties. Bring it on. We aren't the ones that block you. That is Steve Price.
Jamie said that, Steve, not me. Not me.
SJ just gets really upset when you're mean to him. So,
Yeah. So the host beef of the year, starting off with the nominees. Of course, it is Jamie versus QMBL. I mean, what a rivalry.
Feels a bit one-sided recently, though.
There's no rival. No. They do keep on posting about me in comments of just random posts, and it's like, grow up, you losers. You got nilled. I
respect the hate.
Yeah, you got to respect.
Keep on coming, and then they're going. Yeah, but at least we got to the playoffs. It doesn't fucking matter. Brunel got to the playoffs for 7 years on the bounce and didn't fucking win jack shit. They finally got there. QMBL, that won't be you in 16 years.
Shut the fuck up. They won their first playoff game. Can you believe that in the history? They won their first playoff game, mate. Get a grip. Get a grip. They were in D1 for several years and they won their first playoff game this year. Right.
Says we can't talk though. Lincoln's never won a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Never.
No, never.
Christ, at least Gloucestershire have at least won a playoff game in its lifespan. Second nominee, Jamie versus the Coventry University Jets. Where are the balls, Jamie? Where are the balls?
Where's the DM?
Where's the DM? Exactly. Don't message me about it. It was him, not me. Third nominee is SJ and his lifelong hatred of the Hertfordshire Hurricanes. But I will say, I mean, I think this rivalry may be put to bed because he's not playing Hertfordshire next year. So
he's already said in chat that he already said in chat that he's going to keep.
No, what he said in private. He's literally said in private. I don't care if I'd never play them again. I will continue.
I still
to
hate them.
Yeah. I think he said, the only way if Hearts have no haters, that means I'm dead. Is a quote from SJ. The fourth nominee is me versus the Plymouth Blitz. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's really hurt my feelings recently. Cam versus Edge Hill is the next one.
That was the only one with any real world
linebacker.
That was the only one with any real world implications.
Yeah. You say that, but I have to see Plymouth this week. Just really hurts my feelings. Let's just keep focusing on how much it hurts my feelings. And then the last nominee is everyone versus the Southwest one. Everyone, SJ, me, Jamie, and the other one. All of us versus the Southwest one. And I mean, it's been a good year. But obviously, QMBL don't win because the
can't even win that.
Coventry, they don't win. Just DM him. Hertfordshire, they don't win mainly because SJ's not here because he's Prem now. Plymouth, you don't win. You've already won one award. That's too many. Edge Hill, you should have just broken his legs. So it's everyone versus the Southwest one. Well done. Well done to the Southwest one.
Good job, Southwest one.
Clap it up for the Southwest one.
At least Swansea have won something. Well, actually, they've won a lot.
No, they won one thing. Oh, no, that does count. You're right.
Yeah, counts, yeah.
Right, okay. Now we're going to get into the awards that, people actually want to get. Best social media. And I'd say it's been pretty tough this year. There have been some teams that, Brunel were pretty decent last year. I would say they're not this year for social media. But, Portsmouth, they're nominated. They're very consistent. Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth, two-time winners of the best social media of the year. Portsmouth did win it last year. Durham Saints have also done some great work this year. I think Hallam and Kent have also done some great work this year. UClan also in the running. I mean, it's a big deal. Bournemouth, two-time winners.
I think it's been a bit of a bullshit. Yeah, the amount of people that have just brought in media students and designers and shit. It's bullshit. You can see it in the comments of the nominations, and everyone was tagging them, and it's get the fuck. No, we want people making paint designs of Carling Cans and Jadrian Clark. That's what we want. We don't want fucking this shit.
No, that's for funniest social media. This is best social media. Bring in designers. Don't listen to Jamie. Make your stuff look good. And I think the team with the best social media this year is the team that has won, and that is the UClan Rams. What are you two laughing at?
Just what Jamie said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I heard it.
Yeah.
We're just not.
I didn't say anything bad.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So UClan have won it, and I think deserved. Their social media is very, very good. Even First Down Magazine on their Instagram, they shared it as well. But I mean, I like it. So
I think you've misinterpreted what I was saying. I'll be honest.
Okay. Okay, go on then.
I'm finding it. Give me a second.
Okay. So, most improved team this year. Another one that teams do actually want to win. 6 nominees as part of the course. So, first of all, I know they got relegated, but I mean it was better than the year before and better than the year before that. The Coventry University Jets is the first nominee.
Because they won a game.
They won games, didn't they?
Yeah, plural.
Exactly. They didn't do that last year. They did that the year before, so that's improved. Then, secondly, the winners of the Southern 2, Oxford Brooks. Then, thirdly, the winners of the Prem North, the No, yeah, the Warwick Wolves, the Kingston Cougars, winners of the Southeast one. You know, as much as we give them grief, Bristol did improve. They made the playoffs this year. And then last of all, the Edinburgh Napier Knights. They've all had great journeys up to this point, apart from Oxford Brooks, who've still got, one more game. Yeah, I mean, they have all improved. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what Coventry can do. They're going down, and then also Kingston and Oxford Brooks going up. But can Warwick be consistent next year? Can Bristol be consistent next year? Can Edinburgh Napier be consistent this year? But our winners for the most improved team of the 24-25 season is Oxford Brooks. Yeah, woo, Oxford Brooks. Yeah, I mean, and no, Plymouth, you don't get the award if you beat them on Sunday. They still get it, right? That is how that works. And yeah, if the NFL can do their awards before the Super Bowl, we can do our awards before the Div 2 finals, right? That's fair. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to another award that is, means nothing. This one means nothing, but it's just for us. It's just for us because it's about us. It's the Host of the Year award, right? Now,
who's won this one?
We put up a poll earlier today, and I don't know if I can. Go away, Rob. Go away. I'm trying to access the poll, Rob. You gremlin. And I don't want the live.
Who had the best picks percentage?
Well, considering there's 2 more games to do,
we've all picked the same teams.
Yeah, we've picked the same teams. So,
well, that's a good point. Well, I didn't know that until today, and we haven't all picked the same teams because SJ's picked Plymouth.
Oh yeah, but you can still work it out based on one different.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
Is it that tight?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna, am I? I'm just gonna let it all ride.
I can't find the post.
What I'm gonna do, Cam, is I'm gonna take the results from the last 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna do it when the season's over. Okay? But let's be honest, I've won it because I'm in first place. Because the one that has SJ in first place is wrong. Because I did the maths wrong. I'm in first place. I've won. Okay? I am the smartest.
I found it.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Cardiff's post.
Right.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
That is quite funny. That took a while. That took a while for you to get right. Who's host of the year? Who do you think?
Well, probably.
I don't.
The main
I don't know the results.
Oh, well, it's probably.
I do know the results.
Yeah, I also know the results.
Oh, I've just seen the results. Oh, it's me. What a surprise!
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it could have gone to any of us, but it went to me.
No, it couldn't.
No, you're right. It couldn't because you guys meaningless.
It was going to you the entire time.
I won it last year.
Jamie did win it last year, but that was chosen by me.
Well, there you go then.
See, until we see actual evidence that you've won it, this one could have been chosen by you.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you don't need to pull this up though, do you?
Why? Because it shows that you're on 3% of the votes.
Well,
am I on
no.
3%?
Actually, I can give you the percentages. So I'm on 52, so I've won. Cam is on 11. Probably here you are.
James Surge.
Oh, SJ's on 19, and Jamie on 18. So, I generally thought SJ may actually have a shout in this, but no, he doesn't.
I'd have voted SJ. If I didn't vote for myself, I'd have voted for SJ.
If I didn't vote for myself,
I would have voted for SJ as well, to be honest. But
I think he's had a good year this year.
Did you vote for yourself, Tabs?
Huh? Of course I did.
How greedy! You were winning the award no matter what.
Well, no, I had to.
Greedy? No. Never.
I had to click it to see what the results were, brother.
Exactly. You could have clicked on someone else's name.
Yeah, but why would I do that? Why would I do that, brother?
I love how SJ's come second, despite 75% of the stream chats being, "What does SJ even do? He just sits there."
Yeah, that is true. So
SJ got them votes simply because he sent for some old women.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And what team was he ranting at when he did that? What team was it?
Let me guess. Hearts.
No, the other one.
Was it Bournemouth?
No. It was. We haven't spoken about it. The SGS Pride.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the SGS Pride. So, So we're going to do best team of the year here. Oh, sorry. No, team of the year, not best team of the year, because there is a distinction. There is a distinction. So when you comment on the team of the year thing, where I've not included the word best, because it's not the best team of the year, because the best team of the year is the UE Bullets, because they won everything. That's what makes them the best team of the year. When we're picking team of the year, we're thinking, oh, what team do I relate the 24-25 season to the most? Not the
Bullets.
best team in football, because that is the Bullets. Okay,
Bullets
this is
might have won everything, but
exactly.
they lost
Bullets
the
would have won
Rockets.
everything. That's why this is the first time the Bullets have been nominated.
Hold on. I've got a noise which I would love to say SGS are going to be singing in the dressing rooms, right? I'd love to say that this video is the SGS pride. We are going up. Say we are going up. No, you're not.
See, at least all the SGS players get to keep their wallets next year. So at least that's one positive.
Yeah. I mean, also, listen, I'm sure that if people watch this, they may not know anything about that. But if you do know anything about the people that nicked the stuff from the Knots and UE players, you know anything about it, please do reach out to either team, because that's still ridiculous.
Or Tebs, he'll personally go find them and retrieve the items for you, UWE or not.
I mean, no, but even still,
new segment.
The point is still that this is the rundown is actually going to be me running down.
Tebs Uniball detective.
What happened to the UWS Pyros? Every single week we'll try and figure something out. So no. So
How do you think he's got box tickets to Monday Night Raw?
Exactly.
A bit of cash money.
Where was Tebs the night of the UWE game?
No, I had
that stream was pre-recorded.
I had them before that. Yeah. So people saying that our team of the year is who we think is the best team, the best playing team. It's not. It's just who we think has had the best year, and that has multiple different factors. For example, the people giving Ag, who nominated Cardiff? I did. You think about it.
That was just him.
That was just me. Because, I mean, sorry, Cardiff, relegation zone 2 years, relegation zone 1 year ago, and they stay up, and they had good games. I'm sorry, they deserved it. Warwick deserved it. I will say, the Northumbrian Mustangs, who were our team of the year last year, they have a gripe, and I do feel bad about not nominating them.
Yeah, we did forget.
That is completely fair.
What I'll say is if they saw the original nominees, I think they would be even more annoyed.
Yes, they would be. They would be. So be thankful. So our nominees for team of the year, and again, I think Plymouth are annoyed as well, but Plymouth are always annoyed. You won an award, Plymouth. Come on, guys. Get a grip. Team of the year, the Warwick Wolves, obviously being pulled up into the Prem North. You know, they were a high mid-table team when they were in D1, winning the Prem North, going all the way to the final, fortunately to a losing effort to the SGS Pride, but still absolutely fantastic. The UE Bullets, for me, I think their season has been one of the more...
I thought you just announced it was Warwick then. I was like, what?
No.
No.
Why, Reese from Plymouth, stop sending me photos during the stream, unless it's prevalent. Start to open them now. Let's see what they are.
Just pictures with his ass. Has TE on one cheek, BBS on the other one.
Yeah, he's Robert palmed me off. He sent me that. He sent me, I look like this man. Yeah, he's proper palmed me off. Yeah, so the UE Bullets obviously losing their first game against the Nottingham Gold, being able to come back, beating them in the second time, and then putting a bit of a thrashing on them the third time around. We're in, I mean, I thought that game would be better. I'm sure that everyone else did as well. So, and then obviously Oxford Brooks just dominating people, probably a little slip against Sussex. They're 1 win away from taking the Southern Conference Cup. Also, the Cardiff Cobras, I've already explained it. That's my one. I think they've had a great season. The winners of the national trophy, the Brunel Burners, obviously, 8 years, they were not able to get past the quarterfinals in a D1. This year, they've had it all, semi-finals, beating Bournemouth, then going on to beat the Northumbrian Mustangs. and taking not just promotion, but the national trophy as well. Bournemouth Uni Bobcats, they've had another great season, making it all the way to the semis. I mean, 2 semis in 3 years. That's pretty impressive. They'll be looking to overcome that hurdle next year. But
2 more games, or maybe 11 more games.
so the winners, and I think this won't come as any surprise, it is the Brunel Burners. They are as far as I'm concerned, the Brunel Burners are the team of the 24-25 season. And I don't think that is, that really shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. They've had a great season. They've had a great story. SJ is, he is a piece of shit for not coming on, but, still got to give it to Brunel. And ladies and gentlemen, and Jamie and Cam as well. That's it. That's it. Brunel win again. But that does mean this is the last Uniball rundown. No more. Don't come around here on Monday. Sunday, 1 p.m, Plymouth versus Oxford Brooks. But I personally think this has been the best season for football that I've been a part of in terms of doing media for it. I think so. I think so. I think it's been great. What do you mean, yeah? You've only been here a year.
Well, that's exactly why, isn't it?
Oh, fine. Yeah, he's got a good point. He loves a bargain. That's fine. Jamie, have you got anything to say?
No.
Other than
Fuck you, NBL.
Yeah, there we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, do we know what's happening next year? No.
Will we be on this platform? Who knows? Will it be called the Rundown? Who knows? Will Steve Price still be blocking people? Yes.
He's saying that, not me. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's now time that we block Jamie. And we block Cam. And do you know what we do? We just have a fun day out with the lads. That's what I think. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunday at 1 p.m, it's Plymouth versus Oxford. I have been Tebs for all of my sins. I have been Tebs. Thank you to Cam. Thank you to Jamie. Thank you to SJ. Thank you to Coach James. This has been a very, very long season. No, it hasn't. Do you want to say goodbye?
That's been quite short. Yeah, no, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jamie, you want to say anything? Just get one more in.
QMBL Vipers, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.